a lot of the politicians are trying to hand over to their children.
Tinubu's son, Seyi Tinibu, as the next governor of Lagos State.
It seems to be a kind of recurring decimal, Basatu presented his son.
The king of Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
So because he is the president's son, we should stop his aspiration.
That this is not a dynasty. No. This is a democracy.
And if we do not do anything about it, if we allow that, then we're really going to be roasted for the next God knows how many decades.
Lagos was never truly for Lagosians, at least not in the democratic sense that people assume. We saw that his ascendancy to power as governor in May 1999 under the Alliance for Democracy (AD) was beginning of what has become the longest running political dynasty in Nigerian democratic history. Babatunde Fashola as governor under the newly formed Action Congress (AC), which later merged into the APC. Fashola was smart, calm, and popular, but his emergence wasn't organic. He was picked by Tinubu, financed by Tinubu's political structure, and protected by Tinubu's networks. By 2015, the trend hardened. After 2 terms, Fashola was replaced by Ambode, another Tinubu's loyalist. Ambode made one mistake, which was trying to think for himself. By 2018, when he attempted to break free from Tinubu's control, he was shut out. And in the end, Ambode was denied a second term and replaced with Babajide Sanwo-Olu. This was another name that had no real statewide recognition until Tinubu decided he would become the next governor. Over the last 2.5 decades, this cycle has repeated itself like clockwork. The obligation of election, the branding of progress, the constant projects and billboards, and all of that are carefully curated to distract people from one main fact. Lagos has functioned as a private organization, not a democratic space. The Lagos State House of Assembly has never passed a single piece of legislation that goes against Tinubu's interest. State commissioners are vetted by people loyal to him. Major contractors, consultants, and revenue collection agencies like Alpha Beta Consulting have long been traced back to his network. In 2020, investigative reports allege that Alpha Beta has access to over 40 billion in Lagos State internal generated revenue. When Ambode was removed in 2019, he didn't just lose the primary, he was entirely erased from the political system. No rebellion, no protest from the other APC leaders, no democratic resistance. It became obvious to everyone that power in Lagos no longer resides in ballots. It resided in Bourdillon, Ikoyi, where Tinubu residence and political command center have operated uninterrupted for more than 2 decades. That brings us to the essence of this video: how Seyi Tinubu is being plotted to be the next governor of Lagos State come 2027. Now, we are seeing a new chapter, and this time it's no longer about loyalists, it's about bloodline. Seyi Tinibu, the son of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is quietly preparing to take over Lagos in coming years. This can be doubted because he holds no elected position, has no record in public service, and has never been tested by the people. But it's apparent to notice that since 2019, Seyi has become increasingly visible. Let's take a look at some of the key evidence that points out Seyi Tinibu is being groomed for political stability, and the start of his political stream could be Lagos State. Firstly, the gradual elevation of Seyi Tinibu is not a spontaneous coincidence. It is the result of deliberate, structured plan that began long before the 2023 general election. He appeared consistently in campaign rallies across the country, not just as the son of the candidates, but a coordinated part of a campaign machinery. Footage and media coverage from 2022 to 2023 show him side by side with party elites, dignitaries, youth groups, and media personalities, especially in Lagos, Abuja. This type of positioning is not accidental. It's how power is transferred in political families, not by declaration, but by normalization. In March 2025, during Ramadan, Seyi Tinibu embarked on what can only be described as coordinated political outreach tour across the key northern states, being Minna, Kano, Kaduna, Bauchi, Yobe, and Sokoto. This was a move that sparked suspicion even among APC insiders. The trips were framed as humanitarian visits. These actions mirrored the grassroots penetration strategies used by northern political elites like Rabiu Kwakwanso and Atiku Abubakar. You don't spend weeks in northern states distributing rice and meeting Islamic clerics, traditional leaders and local political figures just to give charity. Do it to communicate seriousness and ambition. Following this visit, Seyi intensified his media-facing philanthropic work using organizations like the Nuella Foundation and the STEP initiative to establish social credibility. This initiative were offering some social value through prosthetic donations, youth funding and medical supplies are also heavily documented and distributed through state-linked media and digital channels. This story is not just about helping, but about crafting an image, which is exactly the same strategy employed by political grooming for future office, using platforms like TVC News, Arise TV guest features, or Post Nigerian Spotlights, has made his face become increasingly familiar to the Nigerian youth demographic, who form over 60% of the voting population. The president's son is no longer being introduced. It's safe to say that he is now being marketed. By mid-2025, a full video documented titled Seyi Tinibu, Future of Lagos began circulating across X, formerly Twitter, WhatsApp and YouTube. The production was sleek, heavily edited and filled with endorsements from youth groups, Lagos APC grassroots coordinators and business partners. And before you blame it on AI, the video showed footage of him inspecting youth hubs, hosting innovation summits, sitting with traditional rulers and engaging with religious leaders. Though he made no official declaration, the video, which looked like a campaign material given the way it was structured and made viral, was quietly met with mixed reactions. Some within APC called it premature and embarrassing, while others, especially from the Lagos APC youth wing, celebrated it as the future. And if they aren't Tinubu's loyalists, then who are they? But the intent of the video and caption was clear. Their aim is to test the waters, shape the narrative, and prepare the ground. Their assessments are blunt. Seyi Tinubu is consolidating his father's hold on the state while laying his own foundation for political succession. Public reaction has not been one-sided. On Reddit, Nairaland, and Twitter, reaction ranged from mockery to concern. Nigerians remembered how Yaya Bello tried to position his son for community politics. They remember the Saraki political dynasty in Kwara State and the Odili family in Rivers State. People are not blind. They know when a seat is being prepared for someone who hasn't earned it. They know what it means when a non-elected figure starts doing rounds in states, meeting with political elders, while the media preaches about his philanthropic leadership. Having said all this, in the end, when you look at the moving parts, I mean Seyi Tinubu's campaign stage appearance during the 2023 presidential race, his Ramadan tour with the political optics in the north, his image engineering through visible charity work, endorsement from political active groups, and a growing media narrative casting him as a Lagos-ready governor. This is a clear structured political grooming of President's son. It has the hallmark of family that has decided the future of Lagos must remain in their control, this time through their son. Seyi Tinibu is not acting like a private citizen, even though he is. He is behaving like a calculated candidate preparing to inherit a structure he did not build, from a seat he was never elected to, using a name that was never earned in public service. Is this what our democracy has become? Having seen his recent moves, do you think he's possibly going to be the next Lagos State governor come 2027? Drop your comments, and if you love the truth and wants to be part of the truth, do like, share this video, and until next time, bye for now.